Hello! Today we're going to be making one of my favourite dishes, which is a pork fillet in a creamy green pepper sauce. Now for this we need some single cream, about 250 millilitres, a small glass of brandy, it can be any cheap cooking brandy, and butter. We use this to fry the pork fillet. Green peppercorns, the soaked ones, not the dried ones. You can get these in most supermarkets. They come either in a tin or in a jar. And finally, some French mustard. We just need a little half a teaspoon of the French mustard. Now we've got a whole pork fillet here which we've cut into slices. We just clean off a little bit of the fat. We don't need to take it all off, just the little bits that are actually sticking out. And now we're going to put some salt and pepper. We put that on both sides, and I've got this clever little salt and pepper pot. You just turn it one side you get salt and the other you get pepper, which is quite handy. There, we've done all that now. Turn it over and we do the same thing on the other side. Now as an accompaniment we're going to do some crispy onions, and then we've got this slicer here which does very fine slices. It has different attachments, but we'll use this one today. And you put it on top of a bowl, and you have to put this attachment on the top because otherwise you could cut yourself. Now we slice the onion really finely. I mean, you may have other different things you can use to slice the onion, but the important thing is that it's like wafer thin. You see how thin that is. Now we've sliced all the onions and we separate them. Separate them with your hands. Wipe the tears from your eyes as well. And now we add some flour. It could be plain flour, or you can use wholemeal flour if you like. And we cover that generously with flour and mix it well in so that all the onion gets well coated in the flour. Now we're going to add the meat to the melted butter. We've melted the butter in the pan for a little while, and now we add the meat on a medium heat. We've turned it over and it's well cooked on both sides. It takes about 4 or 5 minutes on each side, and you'll see it's nicely browned. Now we come to the delicate bit. What we're going to do is we're going to flambe it with brandy. And so first of all we switch off the extractor fan and we add the small glass of brandy and we set light to it. Now don't get alarmed. My eyebrows are a little singed, but that is quite normal. It does look a lot worse actually on the camera than it really is. You just get a lighter and quickly set light to it and just leave it until it goes out. I mean, if you do see it is very flaming and doesn't go out, then have a lid ready to put on the top just in case, but I've never had this problem myself. There we are, it's gone out, so we'll turn the fire down a little bit and stir it and let the brandy reduce slightly. Meanwhile, we're going to cook the onions. Now here we've got sunflower oil, about 2 inches deep in the pan, and we put that on to heat. And when it's hot, we add the onion. You can add a fair bit of the onion. You need to do it in about 3 or 4 different times, unless you've got a very big pan of oil. And just stir it slightly and leave it. And while the onion's cooking, we've removed the meat from the pan and we add half a teaspoon of mustard. And we stir that in the sauce where the meat was. It will dissolve. You'll see little bits in there, but it does dissolve after. And now we add the cream. Stir that around until all the sauce is mixed in. We now see that the onion, the first lot of onion that we've done, is nicely browned. So we put that on some kitchen paper so that it can absorb some of the oil. You can see it's nicely crispy. And we carry on stirring a little cream. Now we're going to thicken it a little bit with a little bit of corn flour with water. Some creams do actually thicken when they cook, so you may not need to do this. And now we add the green peppercorns. I normally add about a teaspoon per person. And we stir that again and add a little salt and pepper to the sauce. At the back of the cooker you can see we're doing the second lot of onions, so we get 2 things done at the same time. Now we add the meat into the sauce. Now by this time all the onion has been cooked. Now this is something you can prepare in advance for a dinner party. This is a perfect thing for a dinner party. You can just leave it in a warm oven, so you don't have too much preparing to do, and it's also very easy and quick to make. It's one of those things that I've always got in the freezer, and if somebody says, oh, you know, I'm in your area, oh, pop in for lunch, and I've got a perfect lunch to serve up. We leave that in there for a couple of minutes, and now this is the final plate. As you can see, we have a little bit of fried bread here we've done as a garnish, and a crispy onion on one side. Do try this recipe because it's so easy and delicious, and you'd certainly impress your dinner guests. Please subscribe to our channel for more delicious recipes, and until the next time, from Mediterranean Recipes, goodbye!